So, when are we going to hear from Meghan Markle on Tyler Perry, or is he going to join the Jessica Mulroney category?
Tyler Perry gave Meghan Markle a mansion, a private jet, and a lifeline when the world turned on her. But now he's caught in a shocking scandal as his former accuser drops a bombshell in The Hollywood Reporter, suggesting he's been hiding his sexuality for years. And suddenly all eyes turn to Meghan because she is silent, completely silent, and that silence is deafening, especially now that her former best friend Jessica Mulroney is back in the picture, feuding with Perry, dropping cryptic posts, and making it painfully clear that Meghan is stuck in the middle of a loyalty war between two of her closest allies, and the internet is demanding answers, because when your chosen family turns against each other, how do you pick sides without losing everything you built? It all started with what looked like a simple, intimate dinner in Beverly Hills. No press, no paparazzi, just a cozy wrap party after a private charity screening that Tyler Perry organized, a tribute to his legacy, his work, and the causes he champions. And of course, Meghan Markle was there, sitting beside him, smiling for photos that never made it online, because this was supposed to be personal, celebratory, respectful, but also at that table was Jessica Mulroney, the longtime stylist turned strategist who helped shape Meghan's Hollywood image from day one, and the same woman Meghan once called her ride or die in those early post-royal days. But somewhere between the dessert and the goodbye hugs, something went terribly wrong, because just 2 days later, insider reports exploded across gossip blogs, saying that Perry and Mulroney had a bitter argument behind the scenes, loud enough for staff to hear, and filled with harsh words about loyalty, publicity, and being used. And it didn't take long for everyone to realize this wasn't just about them. This was about Meghan, who suddenly found herself in the eye of a storm she didn't start but now couldn't escape. Because when two of your closest allies, your protector and your image builder, go to war in your name, it's no longer a dinner party. It's the beginning of a public fallout that no amount of PR spin can contain. What triggered the explosion wasn't a scandalous secret or a viral headline. It was one Instagram post, just one that lit the match. Because Meghan had shared a clip from Jessica Mulroney's podcast, a seemingly harmless gesture, one that looked supportive on the surface, but to Tyler Perry, it felt like a slap in the face. Because behind the scenes, Tyler and Meghan had been quietly working on a new initiative, a joint project focused on uplifting marginalized women, something deeply personal, something he believed would be their next powerful step in public advocacy. And when that podcast clip went up without a single mention of the cause they were building, he reportedly saw it as a betrayal, as Meghan turning her attention toward Jessica just when Tyler needed her voice most. And on the flip side, Jessica, according to sources close to her, was blindsided, caught off guard that something as simple as a social post could erupt into conflict. Because from her perspective, Meghan's support was long overdue, and being asked to downplay her own moment just to keep someone else happy felt deeply unfair. Now, insiders say the conversation between Perry and Mulroney didn't just get heated, it got personal, with both sides accusing the other of using Meghan for clout, of hijacking her image, of pushing private agendas under the guise of friendship. And in that moment, it stopped being about the cause, or the podcast, or even the post. It became a battle over control, credibility, and who truly has Meghan's loyalty in a world where her silence is starting to look more like a statement than a strategy. While the headlines spread like wildfire, Meghan Markle said nothing, not a word. No public statement, no Instagram story, no press leak to correct the narrative. Just one quote graphic posted quietly to her feed, a vague message about sisterhood and unity that had the internet in full-blown detective mode, parsing every syllable, every line break, every possible hidden meaning. And the reactions couldn't have been more split. Some called it graceful, classy, a masterclass in non-toxic leadership, while others called it evasive, passive, a carefully polished way of avoiding accountability. And in that vacuum of silence, the drama only grew louder, because Tyler's camp started pushing quiet reminders of Meghan's past support, releasing soft statements about mutual respect and values, while Jessica's team leaned into the chaos, reminding everyone that she had built Meghan's early Hollywood image, arranging photo shoots, ghostwriting op-eds, managing optics when Meghan needed it most. And now, one post later, She was feeling discarded, erased. Like her years of loyalty had been replaced by cold PR distance. And it's in that emotional fallout that Meghan's dilemma becomes crystal clear. Because this isn't just a spat between two friends. This is a full-on collision of her two most important post-royal relationships, Tyler Perry, the protector, who gave her refuge when the world turned against her, and Jessica Mulroney, the architect of her brand who helped her find her footing in Hollywood. Losing either one means not just personal pain, but a public risk, a rupture in the tightly controlled ecosystem she's spent years building. And every move she makes now carries double the weight, because choosing one side threatens to alienate the other, and staying neutral makes it look like she's hiding behind her image while everyone else takes the hits. And now even Prince Harry is stepping in behind the curtain, trying to help contain the fallout, coordinating with Meghan's team, pushing for calm, whispering that they can't afford to blow up years of strategic relationships over one moment of tension. But insiders say he's worried too, because both Tyler and Jessica are deeply tied to their public platform, their charity work, their media projects, even their credibility in Hollywood. And if Meghan fumbles this, if the wrong person feels abandoned, it's not just her brand that suffers, it's theirs. And Harry knows it, because he's not just watching from the sidelines. He's tied into every thread of this. And now the future of their influence may hinge on whether Meghan can fix what's starting to unravel. And the cracks are already showing. Because just last month, Meghan launched a new wellness pop-up centered on mental health. And it landed with barely a whisper, no photos with Perry, no mentions of Jessica, no cross-promotion, just silence. And now people are asking if that was intentional. A quiet distancing strategy meant to avoid public overlap between feuding allies. But here's the problem. Silence doesn't mean stability in the world of celebrity branding. Silence invites speculation. And that speculation is eating away at Meghan's image. Because Tyler's allies are saying he feels used, like his support was taken for granted, while Jessica's inner circle is saying she feels erased, like her role was quietly deleted the moment it became inconvenient. And Meghan's brand, the one built on sisterhood, advocacy, and chosen family, is starting to look dangerously fragile. And the internet is running wild with it on TikTok. Creators are spoofing the drama, showing Meghan scrolling between Tyler's and Jessica's names on her phone like it's the Bachelor finale, while Twitter explodes with hot takes split between hashtag Team Tyler and hashtag Team Jessica, with Meghan caught in the middle as the queen of curated silence. And every time she tries to steer the narrative, whether it's a quote card or a charity appearance, it's met with more questions than clarity. Because the longer she avoids a direct response, the more people assume they've figured her out. And that's when the backlash begins to stick. When fans start turning into critics and allies start backing away from the brand they once helped build. But now there's talk of a last-ditch save a private dinner being organized behind the scenes. No cameras, no press, just Meghan, Tyler, and Jessica seated together to clear the air, maybe even float the idea of a joint panel on women, unity, and resilience. But nothing's agreed upon yet, because Tyler wants the event on his platform, Jessica wants editorial control, and Meghan just wants it to feel authentic. But here's the catch. If it leaks before it happens, it'll look like damage control. And if it doesn't happen at all, the rift only deepens. And in that moment, Meghan's silence won't feel graceful anymore, it'll feel like avoidance. And that could do more harm than any headline ever could. So now the clock is ticking, the pressure is mounting, and the world is watching, because this isn't just a drama about friendship. This is a public test of everything Meghan Markle claims to stand for, from loyalty to advocacy to the power of chosen family. And the next move she makes will define how the world sees her going forward. Will she be the bridge between two fractured allies, the woman who brought unity when it mattered most? Or will she be the silent strategist who let her brand speak louder than her voice? One Instagram post started this, but how Meghan ends it might be the story that defines her for years to come.